Last Tuesday, Australian Victor Keith Fitzgerald was convicted of molesting a minor. He is the very first foreign pedophile ever to be meted out an 8 to 14-year prison term in a Philippine court of law. Social workers now hail his conviction as a signal to pedophiles that child prostitution will no longer be tolerated. But they're also experienced enough to know that eradicating this social malady will take more than just putting one felon behind bars.
There is no way that I can be convicted of anything. I have done no wrong and broken no law here in the Philippines.
The thing about the pedophile is that they refuse to accept that what they're doing is wrong. They even justify this as help for the child.
Umiyak po kasi po yung nangyari po sa akin.
Nagalit ka ba?
Opo.
Until recently, pedophilia was a big problem in cities like Olongapo and Pagsanghan. According to various government and non-government studies, the problem began in the late 70s when the Philippines gained notoriety in the foreign press as being one of the cheapest sources of child sex in the world. It was a problem that defied solution because, according to various social workers, there were no laws at that time that dealt with the problem. For years, pedophiles continued to come and go in the country, fearless of the long arm of the law. That is, until now. Last May 7, Australian Victor Keith Fitzgerald was sentenced for up to 17 years in prison for prostitution of a minor. He is the first foreigner ever to be convicted of such an offense. Social workers everywhere are breathing a sigh of relief, hoping that this conviction will mark the beginning of the end of the problem of pedophilia in the country. Fitzgerald's case began in 1993 after local police officials found 3 girls, ages 11 to 14, in Fitzgerald's yacht. Although Fitzgerald denies any knowledge of the girls' presence in his yacht and continues to plead his innocence, one of the girls confirmed that they had indeed been molested.
Bali po nung gabi yun, kami pong dalawa ni Jacqueline, inuubaran niya po kami. Tapos po, yung shirt namin po, tsaka panty namin pinagulubad. Tapos po yung t-shirt niya po, tsaka short niya, inabay niya rin po. Pagkatapos po, yung hinalikan po, hinipuan po ako dito. Tapos yung ari niya po, pilit niya po pinapasok sa ari ko.
Kailan po nangyari?
Gabi po yun.
Sa barko niya?
Opo.
What were those children doing with you on the boat?
I don't know. I was asleep at the time, as the evidence indicates. They had came to my vessel. I was not aware of that.
But this hidden camera footage, taken on the night the 3 girls were found on Fitzgerald's yacht, proves he wasn't asleep. In fact, although partially hidden, he could be heard explaining his side to the police officials.
Somebody has made a complaint? Yeah. Who is that?
According to Olongapo-based PREDA, Fitzgerald has been in the Philippines since 1972. He moves from province to province in his boat, presumably picking up children along the way. One of the reasons he has eluded capture for so long is that he has built up support from various communities through financial aid that he gives them. As this early probe team episode shows, this is a common practice among pedophiles.
They think it's quite innocent. You see, it's an innocent relationship. These men are philanthropists. They throw a lot of money in civic projects in town. They have a daycare center. Yes, it's true. There's a basketball court here that was built entirely by a syndicate.
In the wake of Fitzgerald's conviction, cases are now being filed against various foreign pedophiles in the regional trial courts. NGOs are now busy filing cases against abusers who have once been out of the reach of the law.
The Filipinos have scored major successes in the prevention and in the control and in the mitigation of the problem.
Sonia Saida is a historian, but is also a social worker who's worked with pedophile victims since the problem began. She has worked tirelessly in lobbying to have RA 7610 enacted. As a social worker, she feels glad that the law finally has the teeth that people like her have long sought. But although the law is more powerful now, Zaida says more must be done to win the battle against the pedophiles.
We are still a long way from entirely preventing children from poor families to offer themselves as prostitutes. And we are a long way from enforcing the law to the fullest. However, we have raised the moral consciousness of the public to avoid, have their children avoid generous foreigners who are coming in the guise of philanthropists to their community. Having stronger penalties and having stronger enforcement of the law is fine in order to set examples. But in the final analysis, it is still the prevention rather than the control of the existing problem that we should be after. When you are after improvements in the lives of people.
Still, the conviction is cause for celebration. If anything, it gives child victims a reason to smile.
So po mangyari ba po, bigyan siya ng katarungan para sa ginawa po niya sa amin.
I feel so good about it. It has been a long time, but it's been worth the battle, and now this is vindication. This is a reward for those who have been at the forefront of the fight.